Hello students, welcome to the online session. We warmly welcome you to our science seminar session. So this is our second day of the system seminar. I hope all of you all attended yesterday's seminar session. If you were not able to attend it, I have the recording. You can contact me. I will be able to send the recording. So actually, you know that this system lesson is one of the longest lesson. Actually, it is known as the biological processes. Okay, this biological processes of the human or the human body is the largest lesson for your O level. So in that largest lesson, we will be discussing about many processes and the systems related to that process. Yesterday in the seminar, I discussed everything clearly. Okay, so just an introduction. So you have to learn that. And why is this seminar important? It is because there will be one sure question from the systems lesson. That is the only thing. Okay, that is the only thing we are able to predict in the science lesson. Okay, not like your O-level maths or any other sessions. We cannot predict. The first question is related to geometry, second question is related to construction, third question is related to profit and loss. Like that, we cannot decide. Only thing what we can say is your first structured essay is related to bio, then again second one chemistry, then physics, like that. Even in the essay, biology, chemistry, physics, like that. Only that we can guess. But out of the bio lessons, out of all the bio lessons, I think you have around 20 bio lessons. Out of that, sure and short, one system will come. So every year they give a question related, a big question, either one full structured essay question or one full essay question related to the system. So that is the main reason I selected this. Every year I do this seminar. Even for my physical students, we do it as a special seminar. In physical classes, we can't keep it for 8 days. So we keep it as a 3-day full seminar. Okay, from morning 8 to 4, but online I can't keep you from morning 8 to 4. No. So therefore we have broken that into many days, and this is a 8-day seminar, and this is the second day of that. Okay, then I think that's enough, because you all also have come to the yesterday's seminar session and got the full introduction. So we will quickly move into the lesson today. So here in the screen, what you can see now, I hope you all can see the screen clearly now. Can you all see the screen? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then yeah, so what you can see in the screen, it is the systems and the biological processes. Okay, the biological processes and the systems related to it. So one by one, this is the order which I am going to teach you. First nervous system, then endocrine system, then digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory system, and finally the excretory system. In the textbook, they might have given in different pattern. They don't have like a continuation, but in my pattern you will be able to understand. First, when you learn nervous system, then endocrine system is related to it. Why? Because the nervous system is electrical transmission or coordination. Endocrine system is hormonal or chemical coordination. Then after that, we can go to digestion, circulation. It will be nice. You will be able to understand clearly. Okay, then yesterday I explained about your O level, only 140 days. And if you divide that by the number of subjects, it means like you have just 14 days per subject. So you have the grade 10 part, grade 11 part. So if you look at grade 11, you have just 7 days. If you look at grade 10, you have 7 days for all the subjects. Okay, so days are really close than you think. Okay, your exam is really close than you think. Okay, good. Okay, then we'll move to the next one. 1 minute. Yeah, so all this we have studied, and my specialty about the system seminar, I have told you that in our university, in our campus, we cut the dead bodies. Okay, all those things. So therefore, I am a little bit special in the system lesson because I have seen all the organs and everything. We have cut the organs, even the heart we have cut to many pieces and seen from each and every angle. The brain we have cut everything. Okay, so all those things are there. Hari. So then let's move on to the place where we stopped yesterday. Okay, so I think we were able to come until the nervous coordination. Okay, so directly today we will be going into the theory. So lot of the new students, the ones who don't know anything related to this in school also, if you have not done this is going to be a tough lesson because you will learn a lot of new names and the processes. Sometimes when doing the seminar, you will be like, you can't understand how many names. No problem. In this seminar, you have to understand what is happening and how this is happening, how the nervous coordination is happening. All those, if you understand, later you can memorize the name. Okay, later you can memorize the name. Memorizing you can do anytime, but understanding you can't do anytime. So what I'm telling the students, there are some students who write everything. Okay, don't waste your time writing everything. Just write only the key points. I will give you the PDF. Once you register to the seminar, we will be sending the PDF. So don't need to worry. The notes are there. So try to get the maximum understanding and the explanation from me, and then remember or memorize or remember the words. Okay. So when you look at the nervous coordination, okay, nervous coordination takes place through the nervous system. So we know the nervous system is adapted. Main reason for the nervous system to be adapted is to conduct impulses. We call it conduct impulses. Or else, in other words, we can say nervous coordination. Nervous coordination. So the brain, spinal cord, cranial nerves, and the spinal nerves. These are the main parts, okay, which is coming under. What are the first two coming under what? And the second two coming under what? I think you all know yesterday.
Central nervous system, peripheral nervous system.
Yes. Okay, so the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, that is the brain, spinal cord, cranial nerves, and the spinal nerves. Those are the main things, main parts of the nervous system. Hari. Then when we go further, nervous system is composed of millions of cells called neuron. So you have to keep this in mind. The cells, okay, the cells related to nervous system is known as the neuron. Okay, neuron. I think in the tissue lesson, you will be able to understand. In the tissue lesson, we studied about the structure of a neuron. Can you remember the cell body, then the axon, the dendron, and the synaptic vesicle? The axon is wrapped by Schwann cells, and there are places, we call it the node of Ranvier. The impulses are jumping. Like that, you might have studied. If you don't know, already in my YouTube channel, I have uploaded a video. That's our old video. During the first corona, we did not have any other option. We uploaded videos to do classes for the students. So in that video, you have the full superb explanation about the neuron, about a neuron. Okay, the muscle cells, everything is there. Okay, so you can watch that YouTube channel. My YouTube channel's name is Science Academy Rehan Sir, because there are many science academies. When you type Science Academy Rehan Sir in YouTube, you will get my videos. There is a lot of videos, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11. You can watch and improve your knowledge. You know, there was some students, okay. Yeah, my old YouTube channel is Herbal Planet. That name only I have changed it. Okay, that name I have changed it because now I will be using this for my class works, and I will be opening another YouTube channel to discuss related to my other profession. I have two professions. One, I am a doctor, and the other one, I am a teacher. So for my doctor, herbal medicine, I'm into the herbal medicine side. So actually some students were asking, sir, today your voice is very dull. Why is that? Because today from morning until like 1 o'clock, we were checking patients. Okay, and there were like, today it was crowded. Okay, now they have put us training in the Hivala Ayurveda clinic. So today it was a little bit crowded, so I had to like, you know, do a lot of work today. So that's why my voice is little bit dull, because you know, normally it's a Friday, so we have a very good lunch on Friday, no? Okay, so I had the lunch and after that I slept because I was tired. That's why my voice is dull. Okay, not I don't have any illness or anything. I'm fit, alhamdulillah. Okay. Then so you can watch it, okay? Because there were some students, they said they were like, they study science, but they did not have much knowledge, much resources. But after that, they went to my YouTube channel, and within 1 or 2 days, they had spent more than 13 hours watching all the videos. And now they are saying suddenly within that 2 days, they have got so much science knowledge. Okay, they have got science knowledge, lot of science knowledge, and now they are interested. So the students, there are some students now only they are starting to study. They think they are weak. Those kind of students can go to the YouTube channel, watch it, and within like quickly, now you don't need to watch it in the same speed. You can increase the speed and watch. Okay, there I will be explaining very, very slowly. Okay, like for a Baba, but you can increase the speed and watch it. Okay, and within like 13-14 hours, that means 7 hours one day, today 7 hours, tomorrow 7 hours. Within that, you can watch all the videos in fast forward, and you can get a lot of deep knowledge. Okay, so these are opportunities. Online is an opportunity. Not only me, there are many other teachers who have uploaded videos in YouTube. You can watch all those. Now, you know, for maths, we have that DP education. Okay, now there is a situation in our country that children are not even going to maths class. They are learning total maths from YouTube channels. So that's a good, there are advantages, there are disadvantages, but let's take the good thing. So it's a good opportunity. You also watch, share with your friends. Okay, then you can understand what is a neuron, the parts of the neuron. Okay, if they tell you to draw the neuron and the parts, you will be able to draw it and mention each and everything superbly. So go and watch that video. Not now, later, after the seminar. Hurry. Neurons are the structural unit of the nervous system. The other most important thing about the neuron, it is the structural unit of the nervous system. Normally in some of the systems, there is something known as the structural unit and the functional unit. Okay, normally if you take a building, okay, if you take a building, you have columns, you have slab, you have roof, you have furniture. Those are the structure. So for a building, structure is important. Okay, now if it's a school, you should have a building, no? You can't do a school under the trees. So like that, what is the functional unit? The living things. Now, if you take a school, the teacher, the principal, the workers, the cleaners, and the students, all those are the functional unit of the school. So like that, structural unit, functional unit, there are two things. Okay, in our syllabus, mainly when it comes to nervous system, we talk about the structural unit and functional unit. In the nervous system, remember, the structural unit is the neuron. Does anyone know the functional unit?
Reflex.
It's the reflex arc. It's the reflex arc. And in this seminar, the last day, you will be learning about excretory system. Okay, excretory system. In that excretory system, we will be mainly targeting the urinary system. Tell me, in the urinary system, there is a structural unit and functional unit. Maybe in school you all would have done. What is the structural unit in the urinary system?
Nephrons.
Very good. Then what about the functional unit?
Nephrons.
That is also nephron. So remember, in the excretory system, in the urinary system, okay, in the excretory urinary system, the nephron is the structural and functional unit. But in the nervous system, different structure, different function. Okay, different structural unit, different functional unit. Okay, I just wanted to explain that. So I hope you understood what is the structural and functional unit. So here we are talking about the neuron. So neuron is the structural unit of the nervous system. These are like direct MCQ questions. Okay, direct MCQ questions. Hurry. Okay, so the functional unit, someone is asking what is the functional unit? I will write the answer. The functional unit of the nervous system is reflex arc. Reflex arc. We will study that, don't worry. Okay, it's a nice one. It's a very simple thing. Okay, Then the next one, impulses are transmitted throughout the body by this neuron. So you know the neuron. Okay, there are small tube-like things. Okay, we have sensory neuron, interneuron, motor neuron. We'll come to that. So those are like threads, small threads, which are conducting impulses. So you have to be very, very like, it's a superb thing. It's a superb thing. No one can imagine this. Okay, normally, you know, that's why they say when you study more and more, okay, when you study more and more science, what will happen? You will understand that this nature, or let's say in other words, actually, I believe that there is a creator for all these things, because it's impossible for these things to happen automatically. Okay, for example, when you look at the nervous system, inside the nervous system, what is being transmitted? Okay, now inside the circulatory system, blood is transmitting. So oxygen is going in the blood, we can see that. But when you look at the nervous system, we call it impulse. No, what is impulse? What is it made up of? Anyone knows?
Electrical charges.
Yes, very good. Electrical plus and minus charges, electrical charges. Can you imagine? Can you imagine you're eating a nice burger bun? How can you feel the taste of the burger bun? Is the bun going to your brain? No. What is going? When you're eating the bun, the chemicals are breaking, and your taste bud in your tongue, it is detecting that chemicals, and from there it is converted to plus and minus signals. So the taste of the burger bun, how are you getting it? Plus and minus signal. The taste of the biryani, plus and minus signals. The taste of, okay, vegetables, plus and minus signal. The taste of rice, plus and minus signal. Okay, that is just for the taste. Whatever you're seeing by the eye, now you're seeing your phone or laptop. How is the image going to your eye? Is the image directly going to the brain? No, the image goes to your eye, and in the eye there is a screen. Anyone knows the name of the screen? Anyone knows the name of the screen in the eye?
Retina.
Very good. The retina. On that retina, the image falls. From retina onwards, it's going to the brain. How is it growing? How is it going?
Optical nerve.
Through the optical nerve. What is being transmitted?
Vision.
The plus and minus signals, the impulse, the plus and minus signal. So millions of things we are seeing, all are plus and minus. Then you're listening to many things. You're listening to one person's song, another person's song, one teacher's voice, another teacher's voice, everything until it goes to your ear only. It is sound wave. After that, from your ear, from your cochlea, you know, there is a part called cochlea. I don't know, in grade 9, you have studied in outer ear, middle ear, inner ear. In the inner ear, like a coconut, like a what shell? Golubella shell. What is that? Snail shell. You have a cochlea filled with water, and from there onwards you have the auditory nerve. In that auditory nerve, are the sound waves going? No, 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 it's plus and minus. Someone is touching you. Okay, someone is pricking you. Someone is keeping an ice cube on you. Someone is keeping fire on you. The coldness, the hotness, the pain, the sensation, the stimulation, everything. How are you feeling? Plus and minus. The eyes, sensory organ, plus and minus. The ear, sensory organ, plus and minus. The taste, the sensory organ, plus and minus. The nose, the smell of the biryani, the smell of perfume, the smell of some dirty things, everything, plus and minus, plus and minus, plus and minus. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that in your body, everything is happening just from plus and minus charges? And so quickly it is happening. That's why I am telling, the more I learn about science, I have to agree that someone has planned all this and created, because naturally these things can't happen because it is so complex. It is so complex. Okay, so that's why scientists, you know, scientists nowadays, they make movies. Even recently, Elon Musk was telling that we are under a like a stimulation. That means in science, okay, I'm just telling you, so this is good for you to understand. Okay, in future, if they make a machine, for example, they are making a machine. If you fix that machine to your brain, okay, I'm just telling an example. This can happen. Okay, you're there. you're just in a bed. Okay, they are fixing a machine to your head. What is that doing? It is stimulating the brain. Okay, let's say now still they have not found. If they find out, and if you press if you type burger bun, you will get the burger bun taste. Actually, is the taste in the tongue or the brain? The real proper answer is you taste by your brain. Do you see by your eye? Yes, you see by your eye, but it is perceived by the brain. If you can stimulate that part of the brain, even if the thing is not in front of you, you will be able to see it. Even if perfume is not kept in front of you, but if the brain is stimulated, you can feel the good smell. Okay, so in future, if they make a machine and if they put that machine to you, you will think that you're in a different place, you're touching a different person, you're in a different situation, different smell, different hearing, but everything is computer animated. Okay, can you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, can you try to now they have made movies also related to this, the Avatar movie, the Matrix movie. I think you might have watched those things. Okay, so all these are stimulation. Okay, like due to electrical stimulation. So it is superb. You know, I can't explain and finish the greatness of these things. Okay, anyways, I hope you can clearly understand that the impulses matters. If you can give one person impulse, okay, if you can target and give that impulse, you can do a lot of things. Okay. Okay, hurry. So you know about the neurons. So neurons, another simple name is nerve cells. Okay, impulses are transmitted by electrochemical changes in the nerves. Can you see? It is by the plus and minus and some chemical changes. Electro means plus and minus changes. Chemical means some of the chemicals are involved. So this is done by the electrochemical changes in the nerves. So how is the message traveling? My voice is going to your brain through plus and minus electrochemical changes. My the screen, that picture is going plus and minus electrochemical changes. So all these are happening by electrochemical changes. So if there is any student who's like they really want to become like a scientist and they want to find a new machine, because all the machines are found, no, by the old people. Light is already found, so you don't need to find the light. Fan is already found. So if you want to find something new, you can try this idea, a stimulation machine. So that like now there is the virtual reality gadgets, no, there is like a camera or there is like a projector which you can fix on the eye. You will feel like in front of you different things are there. So if you can make the stimulation happen, then the smell also you can like in the phone you can see the other person you're talking to, like that. From America, if someone speaks to you, you can smell how America is, how is the perfume in America, like that you can make a machine. Okay, you can smell, you can hear and see, already they have made, no. Okay, so these are great things. If I explain, it will go for a long time, so we'll stick to our syllabus. Okay, neurons are the basic structural unit of the nervous system. So we have discussed all this. I hope it's 100% clear, crystal clear about what is happening. Hari. Okay. So the next one, there are 3 types of neuron. Okay, when you take the neuron, there are 3 types. Don't think in the full body only 3 neurons are there. There are how many neurons? More than millions of neurons. Can you see here? The nervous system is composed of millions of cells. More than million, not million, more than a million. Okay, there are 3 types of neuron we can categorize according to their function. One is sensory neuron, interneuron, and motor neuron. This one you have studied under nervous tissue. Under nervous tissue you have studied. Just remember, from your sensory organs. Okay, now you have the sensory organs now, the eye, the nose, the mouth, the skin. From there to your central nervous system, either the brain or the spinal cord, one nerve is taking and going. That nerve is only sensory neuron. So you can remember like this, SIM, S-I-M. If you don't have a SIM in the phone, you don't have connection, no? You don't have connection. Like that, if you don't, if your SIM is not working in your body, sensory neuron, interneuron, motor neuron, then no coordination. Then no coordination or no connection in your body. Okay, then you are a, I told you yesterday, paralyzed patient or a coma patient. Then what is interneuron? Interneurons are the neurons present inside the brain or the spinal cord. So from the sensory organ, the neuron which is coming is the sensory neuron. Interneuron are in between. And the result should go, no? Okay, yesterday we studied all that. Stimuli, response. Stimuli, response. Stimuli is received by the sensory organ. From there, the sensory neuron carries it. Then here exchange is happening in the interneuron. Then the reply is coming. Reply is going through the motor neuron, and it is going to the, okay, from the motor neuron, it is going to the effector. We studied, no? Sensory organs can be the sensory receptors. The eye, the nose, the ear, the tongue, you know all those. The final effectors, that is the motor neurons are connected to the effectors. What are the two possibilities of the effectors? Who can be effectors?
And glands.
Muscles, glands.
Muscles and
Yeah, muscles or glands or both. Okay, that's why the ones who did not come yesterday, please go and watch yesterday's YouTube, yesterday's seminar session. I think now it's uploaded to YouTube also, so you can watch that. That I have clearly explained what is the sensory organ and what is the effector organ. So connecting the sensory organ to the central nervous system is the sensory neuron, then interneuron exchange, and motor neuron is bringing the results. Okay, we will discuss some more. Don't worry, we will discuss these things some more. The interneuron, normally someone is asking where are the interneuron? Normally, can you see the interneuron now? If you take, now we'll discuss this example. I think it is better. Now, one person is touching a hot object. Can you see? Touching a candle. A small child is touching a candle. So from which nerve will the heat go to the body? That heat sensation, it has to go to the brain. It will go through the, okay, it will go through the sensory neuron of the hand. Sensory neuron. So the message will go to, not the brain, first it will go to spinal cord. Okay, because the hand and leg, they are connected to the spinal cord nerves, no? Spinal nerves, no? So this will go through the spinal nerves and first go to the spinal cord. Inside the spinal cord, can you see a red color one? That is the interneuron. That is the interneuron. Remember, interneuron is connecting sensory neuron and motor neuron. Interneuron. So from there, the result is coming. That is through the interneuron. That is through the motor neuron. Can you see the blue color motor neuron? It is coming to the hand muscle and telling the hand, quickly take it away. You're touching the fire, quickly the message is going and the reply is coming, quickly take the hand away. This is how things are happening. Okay, this is how things are happening. Can you understand? Okay, some more we will discuss. So the sensory neuron, interneuron, and motor neuron. The functioning of this sensory neuron, interneuron, motor neuron, all together, the functioning is called as the reflex arc. Reflex arc. Now can you understand what is the functional unit? This is the functional unit, reflex arc. All these together, the action is happening, no? Some you are keeping the hand on the hot object. It is detected by the sensory neuron. It is taken to the central nervous system. And in the central nervous system, exchange is happening. Reply is coming through the motor neuron to the hand muscle and you're removing the hand away. This action where you're touching and removing, that full process is known as reflex arc. So if they ask you, what is the functional unit? What is the functional unit of the nervous system? Remember, it is the reflex arc. Okay, so for some students, it's like, so these are really hard. No, it's not hard. Okay, you have to understand. Once you understand it properly, no, it's very simple. Okay, it's very, very simple. Okay, let's move on to the next part. So this one already we have studied. The nervous system is divided into two parts, central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. And in the central nervous system, you have the brain and the spinal cord. Yeah, we know all that. Peripheral nervous system, we have the cranial nerves and the spinal nerves. So we'll look at the brain one by one, spinal cord one by one. Okay, so the functioning part we have done. Okay, how things are happening we have done. So what are the parts related? We'll go to what are the parts related. So in this also you can see, now I think in this you can see the cranial nerves properly. Can you see this is the brain? Brain fall under CNS, central nervous system. And the next part of the CNS is the spinal cord. Okay, CNS. 1 minute. Okay, then I will draw the peripheral nervous system with blue color. Okay, here, can you see the small nerves coming? Those are the peripheral nerves in the brain. So that is known as the, from the brain, if the nerves are coming, it's known as the cranial nerves, So when you look at the cranial nerves, how many pairs are there? 12 pairs. And from the spinal cord, some other peripheral nerves are coming. Those are the, from the spinal cord, it is coming spinal nerve. Okay, it is the spinal nerve. There are 31 pairs. Yesterday also we have discussed. So in this picture, the cranial nerves can be seen clearly. Okay, cranial nerves can be seen clearly. Hurry. So one by one we will discuss the central nervous system. The central nervous system, short form CNS, is the most important part of the whole nervous system. Why it is so important? Because it is containing two main things. Okay, it contains two main things. It controls and coordinates all the body activities and the function. If the central nervous system is damaged, it is going to be the serious damage. Why? Either you're paralyzed, you're coma, you can't see anything, you can't understand anything, or else you can't reply to anything. Big problem. Okay, the CNS composed of brain and spinal cord. So you know brain and spinal cord are the most important organ of your body, and they are really soft. The brain and the spinal cord are really soft. They are very, very important. Plus they are very soft. Then what should you do? Okay, that's why God has created. Now you can see from the next line, both these are very important and delicate. Delicate means they are soft. They are like, can get damaged easily. So therefore extra protection is given to both these structures. Therefore extra protection is given to both these structures. One protection is brain is protected by the skull. Okay, now when you tap, everyone tap your head and see, can you tap your brain? No. If you can tap your brain, what will happen? If someone give tokku, we say no. If you don't do, I will give a pull tokku. We say no. If someone gives you tokku, if you don't have the skull, what will happen? Brain damage. You give one person one tokku, he will go to coma. How will it be? You go and fall on your bike and a coma. If that was there, everyone, half of the world population will be by now coma, because all of you all have got tokku, no? Or else if some fruit fall on your head, even Newton would have been coma, no? On Newton's head, apple fell, no? He would have gone to coma. But because of the skull, it's protected. Can you understand the function of the skull? It's protecting. And also the spinal cord, remember, it is also like a small, like a tail, but very soft one. So that is protected by the, actually that is protected by the vertebral column or the backbone. Vertebral column or the backbone. In your back, touch and see, like spine pieces, you can see from top to bottom, there are 33 small bones. Inside that 33 bones only, your spinal cord is located. So don't confuse between spinal cord and vertebral column. Spinal cord is different. Vertebral column or the backbone, it is the bone. It is made out of bone. But spinal cord is made out of nerves, neurons. It is inside the vertebral column. Okay, everyone can differentiate brain and skull. No one tells the skull is the brain, no? But with spinal cord and vertebral column, they confuse. Okay, so hereafter, don't get confused. Spinal cord is inside the vertebral column. In other words, spinal cord is inside your backbone. Hope you understood that. Yeah, don't worry. I will show the pictures. I think I have already shown the real picture of the brain and the spinal cord yesterday. Here, can you see the brain and the spinal cord? Okay, how this is protected with the protection, we'll see how it is there. Okay, we'll go to the hurry. Okay, that is one type of protection. Okay, that is one type of protection. There is another type of protection between the skull. Okay, between the skull. One minute. Between the skull and the brain, there is another 3 main protecting layer. Brain and the spinal cord are also covered by meninges. Okay, these are called meninges. The meninges, there are dura mater, pia mater, arachnoid mater. Okay, DAP, dura mater, arachnoid mater, and pia mater. So this is also, okay, this is also a type of protection. So you have the skull. Okay, look at this. You have the skull and you have the brain. Below you have the brain. Then between the skull and the brain, another 3 sheets like paper, pieces of paper sheets are there. That is also for protection. And there is another very, very special liquid inside these layers. What is the name of that liquid? In grade 8 also you are studying.
Cerebrospinal fluid.
Cerebrospinal fluid. Very good. Cerebrospinal fluid. Why is there? That is also for protection. Okay, that is also for protection. So remember, 2 main protections are there. One is the skull, the other one is meninges. Inside the meninges, there is some liquid that is also for protection. So to protect your brain and the spinal cord, God has created so much, okay, so much of mechanisms. Okay, so much of mechanism. Okay, so there is a special fluid present within the cavities of the brain and also present between the meninges. Now we studied the meninges. I hope you all know. Now these are new names. Some students say, so I can't understand dura mater. There is nothing to understand in dura mater, Buddha. Remember the name. There is a sheet, dura mater, then arachnoid mater, pia mater. For example, in a rainy day, you're putting a raincoat. Inside the raincoat, your normal dress is there. Inside your dress, the undergarments are there. So those are 3 layers. If water has to go, it has to go past the raincoat, your normal t-shirt, and your vest or the undergarment. So like that, for your brain also, there are 3 protection layers. One is dura mater, arachnoid mater, pia mater, DAP. Okay, DAP. Remember like that. Okay, so the students can't understand the memorizing of the names and understanding part. There are many students, if they can't memorize a name, they tell me, so I can't understand this lesson. Okay, so actually you have to change. You have to change. Understanding the lesson is different. Memorizing the names are different. That's why I told you, today you will understand the processes. This is happening, this is happening, this is happening. But the exact word, you have to memorize. Okay, and I told you, memorize or remember. The more you speak those words, the more you will remember those words. So every time, now today after the seminar finish, write all the new words and repeat again and again, again and again, again and again. You know these bus conductors, okay, they always say the same names, no? They always say the same names. So there is some jokes. They say that even at night, the bus conductor in his dreams, he will tell that words. For example, like always they are saying that. No, they are saying it so much, and so much it has gone to their brain, and even in their dreams they are telling those words, so much embedded. Okay, so you all also can use that method, conductor's method, to study. Repeat the words again and again. When you repeat it, you will always be reminded about that. Hurry, this, there is a liquid also. There is a liquid between these cavities, between the meninges, and also inside the brain there is cavities. I will show the picture of that. Okay, that fluid is called as the cerebrospinal fluid. The short form is CSF. CSF. So what are the uses of CSF? That's also important. Okay, because God has created cerebrospinal fluid for many other purposes. Okay, many other purposes. Okay, the when I say now what so then is epidermis. So okay, now I will answer only this theory, this related questions. Okay, many questions students are asking. Most probably I will off the chat now. Okay, so now my mind is set on this. I will be explaining all this, or else in the middle, if I talk about some other topic, it will be hard for the other students. Okay, in between the arachnoid matter and the pia matter. Okay, now if you look at this, okay, now this is I'm talking deeply between the DAP. Okay, between the DAP between the arachnoid matter and the pia matter. Can you see between the A and P? Okay, between the A and P. What is there? There is a small space. Okay, the space name also they have given, subarachnoid space. Okay, subarachnoid space. This layer is arachnoid layer. This is subarachnoid space. In that subarachnoid space only, this fluid is there, cerebrospinal fluid. So now you know. Okay, tattu tunak tiyenawa. 3 floors are there. One floor is named as dura matter. Next floor is known as arachnoid matter. The lowest floor is known as pia matter. In between that ground floor and the first floor, there is a small, you think like a secret room, subarachnoid space. In that secret room, there is a special fluid. Remember like that. Okay, remember like that. Okay, yeah. So these are the functions of the cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, I will give you 2 minutes. Quickly write it down. Write it down. Okay, write it down. So you will be able to remember this more when you write. So take some time, 2 minutes, and write the functions of the cerebrospinal fluid. After that, I will explain. Okay, then students, we will go to it. Even for the grade 8 students, these functions are there. The cerebrospinal fluid. Hope you can remember. Hope you can hear me, and also hope you can remember your grade 8 lessons. I don't know whether you all have done that properly. Okay, all those are old lessons. So hurry. Now see, maybe in grade 8 you have learned, but quickly you have forgotten. So this shouldn't happen in your O level also. So learn in such a way that you remember until your O levels. It supports the brain and spinal cord. It is supporting. Can you see here the blue color they have given? That is only cerebrospinal fluid. Inside also it is there. Outside also it is there. It is protecting the brain. So it supports the brain. First one is support and protects. Next one, absorbs the shock and jerk. Okay, now some students that day when I was talking about electricity for the grade 9s, they learned absorb shock. No, they thought electricity shock. No, Buddha. This shock is when you go and fall, your head will knock. No. When your head knocks, what will happen? Your skull is there. If your skull hits your brain, that means when your head knock, you know how your head is going to knock, no? Then your brain might knock to your skull. By the brain knocking to the skull fastly, the brain can get damaged. So in between the skull and the brain, there is a cushion. Who's that cushion? This subarachnoid space, this dura matter, arachnoid matter, pia matter, and the liquid. Okay, that is like a cushion. So it is absorbing that shock. And jerk means when you're falling down, suddenly you're turning the head. Sometimes when suddenly you turn the head, for that moving speed, your internal organs also will move, your brain also will move. So if the subarachnoid space, if the cerebrospinal fluid, if those things are not there, what will happen? For the fast you are turning, your brain will turn and knock to the skull. Then brain and skull accident. Then also brain can get damaged. Therefore, God has created this cerebrospinal fluid to prevent these kind of incidents. It's like a cushion. You all know cushion, no? A sponge. Now, if someone is going to hit your face, your friend is punching you to your face, it will be painful. You hit your face and see, it's painful, no? But you keep a sponge and hit and see, then less painful. That means that sponge is absorbing the shock or the jerk. Can you understand? Next one, protects against infection. So like corona, virus, bacteria, fungi, many infections can happen. Brain also can get infected because brain is very soft and moist, you know. Okay. So therefore, infections can grow fast. So to prevent that, this cerebrospinal fluid, they prevent or they fight against infection. Can you understand? Just understand and then remember. Understand and remember. Then prevents desiccation. What is this desiccation? In other words, you can say dehydration. Dehydration. Normally, the brain is a soft organ. No, it's a moist organ. It should be hydrated. It should have water. If it becomes dry, your thinking power will reduce. Okay, sometimes in home and all, if you do some foolish work, if you break something or something, your father, mother, or your friends or someone, they will say, no, in Tamil, they will say, Ado, enna mandakanja. They will ask you, no, in Sinhala, how do they say that? I don't know. In Tamil, they ask like that, mandakanja, is your brain dry? Are you a fool? Like that, they are asking. So the brain should not dry. Okay, the brain should not dry. So who's preventing this drying of the brain? The cerebrospinal fluid. Because of that, it's keeping the brain moist day by day. It's keeping the brain moist day by day. Nourishes the tissue and organ. Okay, so brain and some other organs are there. Pituitary gland, hypothalamus, many parts are there of the brain. No? So they are nourishing. Okay, sending needed things. If the glucose is needed, the glucose is sent. If protein is needed, protein is sent. All these are done by the cerebrospinal fluid. I hope it's crystal clear. Actually, some students are asking, is the dura mater? Okay, I will again tell you, listen to this carefully. Okay, there are 3 layers. Okay, there are 3 layers. First layer is dura mater. Second layer is arachnoid matter. And the third layer I will draw like this is pia matter. Dura matter, arachnoid matter, and pia matter. Can you see there is a small space between the dura matter and the arachnoid matter and the pia matter? In between that only cerebrospinal fluid is filled. It's a liquid, so that is filled with that, like a Eslon tube. In this tube, it is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. I hope it is 100% clear. We'll move to the next one. Okay, I hope it's clear. Okay, now we'll go to the brain and the spinal cord, how the brain and the spinal cord is there, and how the skull is protecting the brain and how the spinal cord is protecting the vertebral column. We'll see with the picture. So this is actually the brain and the spinal cord only. Those are soft. Okay, that is soft. If I prick the brain, it will get damaged. So because of that, God has created a cover. What is the cover? For the brain, it is the skull. For the brain, it is the skull. And for the spinal cord, it is the vertebral column. Can you see? There are many small, these vertebra. These are the backbone. You have to be very careful. How much you are protecting your brain, that much you have to protect the backbone also. Because if there is a damage in the backbone, your legs will get paralyzed. Your hand will get paralyzed. There are many people in our Ayurveda Unani. We are every day treating people whose hands are paralyzed, legs are paralyzed because of problem in the spinal cord. Some are permanent. Yesterday I told you one story, no? A very, very young boy recently, what happened to him? Okay, so his total life, he has to be paralyzed. He can't move any organ. He can speak, he can see, he can talk, but he can't move any of his body parts. In the previous seminar, I'm telling that story, so you can listen to that. Harida, so then now we studied about this. No, then after that we said there is another protection, that is the meninges. Now I will show the picture. Okay, now I will show the picture. So you know, when you take your head, you have the skin. Okay, there only the hair is growing. Below the skin, periosteum, you don't need these words. Then below that, the bone is there. That is the skull bone. The skull bone. Below the skull bone, dura mater, arachnoid matter, and pia mater. In between this dura mater, arachnoid, pia mater, the fluid is there. That is only cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid. This is very important. Some are saying the cerebrospinal fluid is not there in the syllabus, that and this. No, you don't know. It's there in different places. It's there. So you learn this. It's important. It may come, it may not come. That is a different thing, but it is there. So if you fix the skull and the spinal cord, it is something like this. Not the skull and the spinal cord. The spinal cord and the vertebral column. Actually, you can see inside your vertebral column, inside the backbone only, spinal cord is situated. I hope with the pictures you are clear. You are clear with that. So is the spinal cord a muscle? No, Puta. It's a tissue, nervous tissue. Spinal cord is made out of small, like a brain, like brain. You think like it's a brain, piece of the brain. Okay, so this is the brain. So the same material only is there in the spinal cord. Okay. Okay, some students are saying, sir, inside the chicken neck, when we are eating, we are getting a white color piece. Is it the spinal cord? Yes. Okay, many people, I think you all know that when eating the chicken neck, in that there is a not a muscle, white color, long like thread. That is the spinal cord. So the dura mater, ears, all those are there in the syllabus. In different places it's coming. Okay, sometimes it comes in the nervous tissue and in the nervous system. Then some are asking, what is this blue color lines and the red color lines? Those are the blood vessels and the veins. There are blood vessels which are taking blood to the brain and veins which are bringing blood back to the heart. So those are the ones which are present in the, now you can see. Okay. Harida. So now we will go deep into the brain. So what do you think? Y'all now, can you all understand now? Do you like this subject?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Because I want to have your interest, or else no use. I will be just speaking. You all also just listening. Ayo, when will this fellow finish? Like that, you should not be. You should not be thinking. Okay, this is, all these things are superb things inside you, things inside you, and things which are making you alive and survive. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, then we'll continue. When you look at the brain, okay, so when you look at the brain is made out of more than 100 billions of nerve cells. Okay, billions and billions. That's why earlier it was million. I said no, greater than million. Billions and billions of nerve cells together only it makes the brain. Okay, it makes the brain. Sorry. Other than neuron, that means other than nerve cells, accessory cells called the neuroglia. Neuroglia are present in the brain. So if you take the cells of the brain, they don't have all the cells. They have majority neuron, nerve cells, and supporting the nerve cell, they have neuroglia. Brain is about 1/50th of the body weight. Okay, now for example, this is just a common thing, not a like if a person's weight is 50 kilograms, his brain may be 1/50th of that. So 50 and 50 will get cut, his brain will be 1 kilo. Then you will think, sir, if your body is big, your brain is big, then are you more intelligent? No. If that is like that, all the fat people will be intelligent. No. Sometimes fat people are lazy. They don't do the work. Okay. So it's not like that. It's the brain capacity. Okay. Brain capacity, anyone can increase. Okay. For example, very simple example. You all are studying maths. What is the reason for you to study maths? When you go to a company, are you going to add million? Now, if you go to a company, they do dealings with millions, billions, trillions. Are you going to add that? Write all the million, billion, trillion, and are you going to add it? No. Are you going to find the shape of your building? Nothing like that. Everything nowadays computerized. Accounting, engineering, everything is computerized. Then why do you learn all maths small days? Multiplication table. Should you memorize the multiplication table? No. Everyone has calculator. Now the calculator is there in the phone. The calculator is there in the laptop. The calculator even in the watch. Wristwatch calculators are there. Everyone has calculators in the home. Then why should you learn multiplication table, division table? So much getting scolded from teachers. Algebraic expression. If you go to a company, are they telling to do the algebraic expression? Nothing like that. Then why are you learning maths? Maths. The more you learn maths, the more you do mathematics sums, your brain capacity is going to increase. Your brain capacity, your thinking power, your decision-making power, everything will increase. Okay, so that's why you're learning maths. So that's why I'm telling, even if you're not interested in maths, learn maths, because maths is a superb subject. The more you learn maths, you become patta sharp. Okay, you become intelligent. Sometimes it will help your life also. You will be able to take proper decisions at proper time if you know maths. I'm not saying 100%, but that will help you. Okay, if you're going to get an accident, you can think quickly, jump. Not only maths, sports. That's also helping you all. Okay, now for example, a tennis player or a badminton player. What is happening? The ball or the shuttlecock is coming, so they have to aim it, they have to hit it, they have to play. So the more you do sports, the more you do maths, the more you do calculations, the more you do puzzles, your brain capacity grows. That's why they say the more you play chess is also thinking, no? Scrabble, games like that, board games, those also helping your capacity. But what I'm saying is you have to do everything. Just because you do maths, only one part will increase. You have to do maths, you have to do some sports, you have to do different type of sports. Some people are there, they do sports where? On the phone. My relative is there, that fellow. I am asking, he is really fat. I'm telling him, why are you becoming fat? Do some exercises, do some sports, will you play some games? He's saying, yeah, I'm playing cricket, football, basketball. Mara knows. Cricket also he's playing, football also playing, basketball also playing, carom also playing. Then finally I understood, he's saying that everything in the phone. Okay, FIFA, he's playing in his maybe computer, PS5. Okay, so I am not telling that sports. That is also good in one way. I know some friends, okay, they play games like, I don't know, PUBG and all much. The old version, Counter-Strike and all those things. From that, they have improved. Okay, but if you are only dependent on that, not enough. Okay, I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. So these things will help you. Okay, these things will help you. So hereafter, when studying maths, study with a good mind. At least if you don't understand the subject, if you don't get the marks, no problem. The more you try, your brain is going to get polished. That is good for your life. Okay, that is good for your life. Brain is protected by cranium of the skull. Okay, actually the skull. Okay, the skull. And surrounded by 3 linings called, what is the answer for that? 3 linings called?
Meninges.
Okay, meninges. Okay, good, meninges. 3 linings called the meninges. If they ask you the name, DAP, dura matter, arachnoid matter, pia matter. That's enough. Okay, I hope it's clear. Many messages are coming. So how to increase brain capacity, how to increase memory power, how we'll doing maths increase. Yes. Okay, so many questions they are asking. Anyways, we'll try to discuss all those things, but now today I have to finish the session quickly, properly with on time, so I can't answer everyone's answer. When you cut the brain, the peripheral region, that means the outer region or the outer portion, is made out of cell bodies, therefore they are gray in color. What is this cell body and made out of nerve fiber? What is this cell body and nerve fiber? The ones who have not done the first unit, that means the tissue unit, you don't know what is cell body and nerve fiber. That's why I'm telling, please, after the seminar, if possible, go to my YouTube channel and watch the video related to the nervous tissue. When you take a nervous tissue, there are two main parts. Okay, one is known as the cell body, other one is known as the fibers. Okay, cell body, can you see this part is the cell body? Okay, this part is the cell body. In the cell body, the nucleus, all those things are there. When you look at the fiber, this is known as dendrite type of fiber. This long thing, what is the name given to that? We'll see. I think you all know that. What is the name given to that long thread?
Myelin sheath.
No, not myelin sheath.
Axon.
Axon. Okay, it is known as the axon. So the axon is also a type of nerve fiber. So if the cell body, when you look at the cell body, it is gray color. Okay, because there are all these nucleus and all the materials, the cell bodies are gray. If in one place there are more cell bodies, they will look gray in color. If there are more nerve fibers, they will look white color. Okay, they will look white in color. Therefore, if you take the brain, the outer region of the brain, there are more cell bodies. The inner region of the brain, there are more cell nerve fibers. Therefore, the outer region is gray color, inner region is white color. So outside the brain, gray color. When you cut the brain, inside white color. Normally in school, they will tell you, no, in my school, there was a teacher, if you don't do the work properly, he will tell, use your gray matter. Normally they say that, no, use your gray matter. Why are they saying gray matter? They are telling to use your brain. Use your brain. In Tamil, they say, Kalimanna use pannunga. Mati the thiyenne, always they ask no different things. Okay, like that in English, we say, you fool, use your gray matter. Okay, so you can remember why did they say gray matter? Because from the outer appearance, it's gray in color. Okay, so if you take a scan and if you see, you can see something like this. The outer regions are gray in color because they are having more cell bodies, and the inner region are white in color because they are having cell fibers. You can remember the color. Why that color is coming, you should know. Okay, gray color is due to cell body, white color is due to cell fiber or nerve fiber. Okay, nerve fiber. If you don't know what is cell body fiber, please go and watch the video. That is in the brain. The spinal cord. In the spinal cord, it is totally opposite. In the spinal cord, the cell bodies are in the center. Can you see like a butterfly, that shape is there? That is the cell body collected place. Therefore, in the spinal cord, inner region is gray color, outer region is white color. Can you understand? In the brain, gray is out, white is in. In the spinal cord, white is out, gray is in. I hope it is crystal clear. No doubts. Okay, so yeah, I think now if you go for that video, it's better. I think yesterday also I showed you, I told you I will discuss that, I will explain that. I think it's better to go for that now. Okay, I hope you can see that and listen, hear my voice clearly. So actually this is the brain. Okay, on top there are blood vessels. That's why it is looking pink. If you remove that blood vessels slowly, little by little, once you remove all the blood vessels, it will be purely gray. Okay, it will be purely gray color. Okay, so I am showing a different part. Okay, that is the bottom. In the brain you have 3 parts now. Now which I am showing from the pen, that is the cerebrum. Earlier which I'd show, it is the cerebellum. Okay, cerebrum. Okay, there are 2 parts, right cerebrum, left cerebrum. Okay, then I cut it. Once I cut it, can you see the 2 different colors? The outer region is gray color and inner region white. I hope you can see clearly. I will zoom. Yeah. Now can you see? I will pause at that point. Okay, I think you all can see that. Yeah, I will. Here you can see the white region, that is the white matter, and here you can see like a design gray color, small places gray color. So that is the gray matter. So white matter, gray matter. White matter is the cell body, gray matter is the nerve fiber. Okay, nerve fiber. Maybe axon, maybe dendron, whatever, we don't know. It depends on that situation. So those things are there. Okay, we'll play the video. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Anyways, okay, so next time when you go to the butcher's shop, okay, goat or ox or whatever, chicken also, you can see these things are there. Okay, you know, normally in some places they cut the chicken head and throw away, no, but some places they could cook the chicken head. Then you can see the brain. Yeah, it's a bull's brain actually, this one. Okay, 3 main parts of the brain. Remember this part: cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla oblongata. If you can't remember names, there is another another method. Okay, another method to remember. You can call your friends these names. The fellow who is studying very well, you can call this fellow is Mara cerebrum. The fellow who is not studying very well, you can tell, Apo, this fellow is a medulla oblongata. Okay, medulla oblongata. Then they won't understand. In your words, it's like that. So like that you learn. Because you know, when you go to campus, they keep card names. Okay, I think you all know. I'm just telling about campus because I want a lot of people to go to the campus and enjoy that life. It's a superb life. Okay. So many, you know, especially in the Muslim community and all, they have a bad opinion about the university, campus life. The people who go to university are very bad, dirty fellows. They are always going and striking. No, no, no. That is just one part which you are seeing. The reality, if you go only, you will understand. Okay, if you go only, you will understand. Yeah, campus, university, almost same. Okay, same thing. Campus, university, college, all these are same. So, and especially if you are doing any medical degree in a university, that is superb because you're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to meet a lot of people. You know, now for me, I have students from all over Sri Lanka by now. And also in one batch, there will be students from everywhere from Sri Lanka. So wherever you go, you will have a friend. You can go and stay. Campus friends are thick friends, not like the school friends. School friends are also good, but campus friends until the death, because that is the last set of friends you meet in your life. So until the end, that friendship is there. It's a superb life. Okay, I don't want to explain all those things. Now, when you go to A level, all your A level teachers will motivate you about university. Okay, you go there, Okay, then you will have a different type of freedom. You know, there are people who went to university who became bad. And there are people who went to university and became very, very good. Because in university, it's your freedom. If you think properly and if you grow, you have a very good future. If you waste your life because mother is not there, father is not there, no one to ask you any question in university. In the university, we don't consider discipline that much. Because in your school, when the lesson is going, can you stand up and go? Your teacher will slap you and keep you and make you kneel down and then take you to the principal, send a letter to your parents, bring them and make a big fuss. No, this fellow, when I was teaching, stand up and went away. But in university, it's not like that. If you are okay with the lecture, if you want to listen, you sit and wait. If you don't want to listen, get up and go. You don't even need to excuse. That kind of a freedom is given in university, most of the places. That is only university. Because once you go to university, you're matured. No need to control you. If you want to become good, you have a very good opportunity. If you want to become spoiled, you have a very good opportunity. So that depends on you. So some people, they portray the wrong side of university and say, girls, you should not go to university. If girls go to university, they become bad, like that. There are many misconceptions are there. Okay, because I have gone to university, I have seen so much of good people in university. Okay, I have seen so much religious people. I have not even seen those religious people in the mosques. People who are acting like they are religious, that is different. But I have seen real good people in the universities. Okay, so I it's like a request from me. Okay, whatever field, maybe engineering, maybe medicine, maybe medical engineering, whatever, try to go there. Okay, you will experience a lot of things. Why I said this, when you go to university, they keep some card names. Everyone has a short name. Even I have a nickname. I don't want to tell it here because I will be uploading it to YouTube now. So I have a nickname. Everyone has a nickname. That is a good thing. Like you can secretly communicate without the lecturers knowing. If you want to do some hanky-panky work without the lecturers knowing, you can tell the card name. That means, for example, one funny name, Zebra. One fellow's nickname is Zebra. Zebra, today we have a meeting. Like that, you can paste in the common room and come. The lecturer don't know who's Zebra. So, okay, so like that, you have card names. So in our Unani medicine, we have a lot of medicine names, very hard names. For example, one medicine in Unani, very good brain power medicine, and medicine which enhances the brain power and regulates the brain and all, good medicine, that is known as Itrifale Usta Quddus. Okay, the name is itself funny. No, you will be laughing. What is this? Usta Quddus, Itrifale Usta Quddus. So how did we remember these names? For our friends, we have kept those kind of nicknames. Okay, those kind of nicknames. So the more we tell that nickname, the more we remember the actual medicine. Okay, the more we remember that actual medicine. So therefore I'm telling you, if you are a person who feels very hard to remember names, call your brother, sister, your friends with these names: cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla oblongata, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, xylem, fiber, like that. Okay, like that you can call many names. That is one method to learn. Okay, learning. So someone is asking, sir, what did you do for A level? If I am in the medical field, I should have done bio for A level. Okay, so if you are going to medical field, bio only. There is no other option, bio. If you are going to engineering field, maths. If you are going to accountancy, accounts. If you are going for politics, arts, history, those literature, then you have to do A level arts. Okay, so we'll discuss that when closer to your O level. Okay, so now get a good results for your O level, and then we'll decide what we'll do for A levels. Hari, then I think today we can discuss until cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata, and then finish the lesson. I hope it's little by little, it's catching fire, no? Okay, so we will discuss a lot of things, because I want to, even if you come to my seminar or my classes, even if you don't understand the subject, but if you learn something related to life, I am happy. I am happy with that. If you leave a bad habit, I am happy with that. If you learn a good habit, I am happy with that. The subject, some people will understand, some people won't understand. That's there. But the reality of life, if you understand, that's enough for me. One day you will pray for me. Okay, Hari. Then cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest and the most developed part of the brain. I showed you, no, the part which I cut in that video, that is the cerebrum part. Okay, cerebrum part. It is divided into the left and right hemisphere. So in that video you saw, no, left side, right side. Some people's left side is more efficient, some people's right side is more efficient. And also you should remember, left side of the brain, cerebrum, controls the right side of the body. Right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. Normally in our hospital, there are some patients who got an accident and their left side of the body, left side of the head only knock, but right side have got paralyzed. their children are saying, so that patient, some children, that children will be there, no, looking after the parents. That children say, sir, Mara, no, sir, doctor, look at this. My father or mother, his head knock on left side, but his right hand became paralyzed. Maybe, I don't know, he's lying, sir. Like that they tell. No, actually, there is a crossing point. Okay, so the left, that's why they say left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. Right side of the brain controls most of the left side of the body. Okay, it's not always like that. Mostly it's like that. Okay, so sometimes right side brain damage can cause a left side paralysis or left eye paralysis. Okay, we call it ptosis. The eye is closing like that. Many medical terms are there, and I don't like to give those medical terms because you will get confused by now. Okay, so I am maximum trying to go within the syllabus circle. Okay, it's very hard actually to know a lot of things and teach only a little bit things. It's very hard. Anyways, I will try my maximum to do that. The cortex of the cerebrum is highly convoluted. That means the topmost part, okay, the outer covering is convoluted. Convoluted means ups and downs. Can you see? Like a noodles, ups and downs, circled. Why is that? To increase the surface area. The more it is convoluted, the more surface area. That means you have a more capacity in the brain. Okay, the more it is convoluted, it has a more surface area. The more convoluted, more surface area will give you more intelligence and more ability. Okay, so the more you study, the more you analyze, the more you do maths, the more you do sports, the more you do some analytical thinking skills related things, your convolution, your surface area or the crosslinks, they increase. Okay, not only the size. By eating, your body is becoming fat and your brain is also becoming fat. That is not a method to increase your capacity. Okay, that is not a method to increase your capacity. Hurry, let's move to the next one. So can't we do science in Tamil and Sinhala medium? Can do, no? Actually, if you're a student from Sinhala medium, they have to do science in Sinhala medium, Tamil medium. But if you're coming to the English medium, then you have to select English medium. But if you want, you can request, and in your school, you can give a letter and do the science in Sinhala. But normally no one does it, because if you learn from English, that English words are important. In university, normally it's English. Okay, all the universities, it's a rule, but they talk in Sinhala and Tamil. That's a different thing. But the rule is in English. Okay, because foreign students also coming to the university for Sri Lankan universities, so it should be a common language. Hurry, the left cerebral hemisphere controls the majority of the right half of the body, and the right cerebral hemisphere majority controls the left part of the body. Okay, left part of the body. Okay, so functions of the cerebrum. This one you have to memorize. You have to memorize. So I am like easy. I'm making it easy. I am giving the parts: cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla oblongata. Then I'm describing about the cerebrum, and in yellow color I'm giving the functions. Only thing for you is to memorize it. Okay, once you register to the class, all the PDF, everything will be given. Then what can you do? If you like, you can take a printout. If you have a color printing facility, some people, for them, they have a color printer at home and ink is freely available. Those students, if you want, you can take a color print. The ones who don't have color facility, you can take a normal print. The ones who don't have that facility, no problem. You can write down the things. Okay, so you can't complain. So the rich people, they are having printer at home. I don't have printer at home. Like that Baba excuses you can't give, because you can use your pen, color pens, and write everything. The students who write will understand more, okay, than the ones who print. Okay, so that is the advantage. So perception of impulses from receptor. Perception means understanding or receiving the impulses from the receptor, from the eye, sensory organ. Eye is a sensory organ. From the eye, the message is going to the brain. You all know the optic nerve. That optic nerve is taking the message and put into the brain. So who's getting it? The cerebrum. Your nose, good smell, perfume, oud, attar. You all know, no? There are some very, very expensive perfumes, and especially that perfumes are made in Sri Lanka. Do you all know that? Okay, there is something called the oud attar. Okay, oud attar, made from a plant in Sri Lanka. We call it agar wood. Okay, you know the price of that perfume. I think that is one of the richest perfume. 3 milliliters, small tiny bottle. The minimum range is, I think last time I told you, 14,000. Minimum range is 14,000. The highest quality 3 milliliter is 50,000 rupees. Sri Lankan product, all exported. Okay, that is one of the major growing businesses in Sri Lanka. Your parents might be knowing all those things. Okay, so that good attar, that smell is coming. Okay, how is that coming? It's going to your brain, and your brain is only detecting. So in future, if they make a machine, yeah, that good smell also, how is it converted? Plus and minus. In future, if they can make a machine and send that plus and minus through your nerves, you don't need to buy that 14,000 perfume or anything. You can put that machine, I want this smell. You type it, it will go through your body and you will get that smell. Okay, really that smell is not there, but your brain is perceiving that. So like that also you can do. I'm just saying. Okay, so these are the functions. Identification of the received sensory information. One is receiving, the other one is identifying. Okay. Okay. Hurry. Okay, so one is receiving and the other one is identification. Okay, receiving, identification. Storage of information, whatever you're studying, where is it being stored? Cerebrum. The memory, the thinking, all those things are cerebrum. Okay, I will put all the slides. Perception of all senses, pain, pressure, vision, taste, smell, temperature, everything is related. Your intelligence, your learning, your memory power, your thinking, your capacity, everything is related to your cerebrum. So you have to okay, you have to be very careful. Okay, then the initiation and control of all voluntary muscle actions. Initiation and control. One is starting and the other one is the control of voluntary muscle action. What is this voluntary, involuntary? This also you have studied in the tissue lesson. If you don't know, please go to the YouTube video and see the muscle tissue. In that you have cardiac muscle, you have skeletal muscle, you have smooth muscle. Tell me out of that, which one is voluntary?
Skeletal muscle tissue.
Very good. The skeletal muscle tissue is the voluntary. Cardiac and smooth are involuntary. You cannot control it. Only the ones which you can control. Now your hand, you can move it, you can control. Your tongue, you can move it, you can control. All those are voluntary muscles. These voluntary muscles are controlled by which part of the brain? Cerebrum. Okay, then students, the prayers are going on. For 2 minutes, I will mute and then we will continue. We'll try to finish maximum and then we'll stop the seminar. Don't leave. Please wait. Okay, then students, we will continue. I hope you all can hear me clearly. Yeah. So this is the function of the cerebrum. You all should know this. You all should memorize this. Okay. So the voluntary action which you can control. There are two actions: voluntary action, involuntary action. Your heartbeat, can you control it? No. Your digestive system. Now, for example, now you're going to the exam. Most of the people, when they go to the exam, they get the digestive system starting to work, and they get some sound from the stomach. They want to go to the washroom. They want to go to the toilet. You can't control it, no, because it's made out of smooth muscles. That is involuntary. So that is controlled by another part of the brain. The voluntary ones are controlled by the cerebrum. So whatever you do with intention, with your consciousness, it is falling under the control of cerebrum. You're seeing with your consciousness. If you want to see something, you can nicely see. So that is under your control. If you want to hear, you can hear it. That's under your consciousness. So, okay, normally they say, no, your cerebrum will make you do good or will put you into sins. Okay, so that's that. You think deeply, you will understand. Hurry. Then next we'll go to the second one, cerebellum. Cerebellum. So the picture of the cerebellum, can you see? It's little bit below the cerebrum. This is the cerebellum. So in that video, the first part I was showing, that is the cerebellum. Okay, quickly I will just show and I will close it. Can you see this part? Cerebellum. That cerebellum. When cutting, it has got like chaka monada. It has got like a jelly. It has got this one. That is the cerebellum part. Okay, that is the cerebellum part. Hurry. Then we'll continue. Then cerebellum is located just below the latter part of the cerebrum. It also consists of two hemispheres. That also, if you see properly, right side cerebellum, left side cerebellum, two parts are there. What is the function? Most important thing is the function. So what is the function? Maintenance of the body balance. That is very important. Okay, sometimes when someone falls down and if the cerebellum knocks, what will happen? They will lose their balance. I have seen many patients in our Ayurveda Unani hospitals. They have got cerebellum damage. They can't walk in a straight line. They will fall to one side. Someone has to support them. So they have lost their body balance. And also it controls the voluntary muscle action. That means starting the voluntary muscle action, cerebrum. Controlling the voluntary muscle actions. In our syllabus, they have given cerebellum. But the truth is, you will see when you go to, okay, okay, but in reality, when you look at the medical books, it's a little bit different. But anyways, you remember, controlling it is done by the cerebellum. Now you're starting one action to put the button. That is starting, and after that coordinating. Now you have to put the hole and then the button. You have to put the button into the hole. Like that, coordination is done by the cerebellum, involving coordination of body movements. Okay, the body movements are coordinated by cerebellum because your posture is maintained by the cerebellum. Okay, cerebellum, the body balance and the body posture. So sometimes when you're sleeping, suddenly you will try to fall, no? In the bus and all, you might have seen people. Suddenly they wake up. Why is that? Because your body is adapting, changing. That the body gets, your brain gets alert. The posture is changing, and going to fall, and he wakes up. Okay, the people who drink alcohol, their blood supply to the brain is reduced. Therefore, their cerebellum, their cerebrum, everything is very inactive. So that's why you have you all seen a person who is drunk walking in the road? You can see the videos, then you will understand. Okay, they will walk here and there, swaggering here and there. So you know that is like that. Okay. So that is related to the cerebellum. Okay, so with the medulla oblongata, we will finish. Normally, our timing is until 6:30. Okay, so the next classes will be paid classes. So we will go until 6:30. So today, we will finish with this. Okay, we will finish with this because today is a free session also, and many people are there. So from next week, Okay, from next week, only the students who have paid the fees, okay, because I have done lot of free seminars. Okay, whatever possible for me within my scope, I have done to the students. This is done by the institute. So this is our, every year we do it. So this is a paid seminar, only reproduction seminar and system seminar. Okay, so this one is a paid one. So there is no other chance for that. So you can pay and then come to the group. In that group, we will send the PDF, we will send the recording, we will send the tute. Everything will be uploaded in the group from next week onwards. Now, these first 2 days are opened, so we will upload in YouTube also. Anyone can watch, no problem. And you can share with your friends, no, nothing. After that, it will be personalized. Okay, so the ones who want to join, 800 is not a big thing. You can pay and come. If anyone has a financial difficulty, you can speak to me. The ones we have already given financial help in our classes, those students, the institute said at least this one for them to pay it. So anyways, the newcomers, if any problem, you can speak to us. We will see what we can do. Other than that, it's just a 1,000 or 800. You can pay that and join the next 6 sessions. Sometimes it may be 7. We will take one extra day to explain all those things, final things. Hari, medulla oblongata is located antero-inferior. Antero-inferior. Antero means front, inferior means bottom, to the cerebellum. Now this is the cerebrum. Cerebrum. Cerebellum is little bit behind it. The medulla oblongata is antero, in front, inferior, bottom, in front and bottom of the cerebellum. In front and bottom of the cerebellum. Here it is given in green color. I hope you all can see it. It's given in green color. That is the cerebellum. Sorry, that is not the cerebellum. That is the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Okay, when you go to A level, you will learn a lot of things. Pons, Veroli, like that. Many things are there. In our O level syllabus, okay, there is only cerebrum, cerebellum, and finally medulla oblongata. So it is an important center in controlling many life processes. It controls and coordinates all reflex and involuntary action. So we spoke about voluntary action, which we can consciously control, but involuntary actions we cannot consciously control. For example, our heartbeat, our smooth muscles, our rate of respiration. Now, throughout the classes, you're breathing in, breathing out. Did you do it with your consciousness? You can do it with your consciousness also, but normally what happens when you're sleeping? Who is controlling your breathing? Automatically, no? So this medulla oblongata, it controls all the automatic actions. For example, vomiting, coughing, sneezing, all these, those are known as reflexes. Those reflexes, this normal common heartbeat rate, heart respiration rate, digestive system movement, those ones, the ones which are done automatically, are controlled and coordinated by the medulla oblongata. So the most important one, the yellow boxes in each and everything, the yellow boxes are important. Those are the functions. Please memorize the function. It may come to your O level. Okay, then students, so next week, next Thursday, we will finish that nervous system part and start the next lesson. So we will go to the, we are left with spinal cord. Now you all know my method, so we will go a little bit fast. Okay, now I have been explaining little slowly and very clearly. I will explain clearly, but our speed will increase from next week. So next week, only the students who have paid the fees will be taken. So I hope all of you all, it will be worth. Don't worry about the money. It will be worth. So you can come and join the session and enjoy the session. PDFs will be given. Last time we gave printed notes. This time we don't have the facility to do that because on and off they are close in the country and the postal department is not working properly these days. So therefore we find it little difficult. So we are sending PDF. You can take print, photocopy, or you can write it by yourself. So if you want to join this seminar and continue our classes also, it's continuing. We have classes for grade 6, 7, 8, and 9. Everything is happening 9, 10, 11. Our paper classes, we are going to start our past paper sessions from next month onwards in our grade 11 paper classes. We have a separate grade 10 paper class. Everything is happening up to date. Only thing is you have to participate and you have to get the benefit. Okay, if you want to achieve, you have to get the benefit from it. So you have to join and you have to request and you can join. If you want to join, you can contact this number through WhatsApp message. They will send you the class link, the posters, the admission number, the fees payment, the details, everything will be sent. So please coordinate with the institute and get all the things done. And by now you have to be settled with the proper classes and start serious studying for all the subjects, not only for science, for all the subjects. Okay, settle by now. Okay, settle by now and start studying. Okay, so yeah, so by now with our YouTube channel and our physical online, especially online classes, large amount of students are coming, and our free sessions, everything, when we calculate, more than 2000 students have benefited from our online, physical and YouTube session classes. So I am really happy. It's being a good reach for me also, and for the students also. There have been many changes. Many doctors have come. Some are now going to the universities, the ones who studied from me, and they say the main reason for coming to university is your motivation, sir. Okay, so I have gone to university. I am already a doctor, so I have experienced that. So I want you all also to experience that. Okay, not only in the medicine field, in all the other field, whatever field. I'll tell you one thing: whatever field you're doing, become the best in that. Become the best in that field and make a change. Make a change. People should look forward to you. People should come to you and get advice. People should come to you. People should look at you, and people should say, if to their children, if you become big, become like this person, become like this, like that. They have to point out and show, and you should be a motivation to other people. Okay, that is the purpose of life. I think the purpose of life is motivating others and bringing them to the proper path. So just keep an intention before you die. Before you die, at least 10 people's life should change by your words or your action, whatever. By you minimum. Okay, 10 people should change. I have kept an idea, at least 100, 200,000 people should change. But by now itself, I have got the feedbacks. So you all also keep an intention in life. The purpose of life is to serve the people and to motivate the people. And someone who is going in a wrong way, you should correct them. Or someone who doesn't know what to do, you should show them the path. That is a great success. More than earning billions and billions, if you give the light to one person or show the pathway to one person, put one person in the correct track, that is beneficial than earning billions. Earn billion, million, trillion, quadrillion, that is not a problem, but use it in a good way to support the community, to support the people, and to bring the good out of the people. Okay, then students, thank you for coming to my this free session. Some of you all will be continuing the paid session also. Someone is asking, sir, are you teaching A-level students? No. I have my medicine work to do. Because of that, I don't teach A-level, but I can guide you to good A-level teachers. Okay, so after your O-levels, you can contact me. I will support you. In the medicine field, in the bio field, I can support you. In the maths, commerce, arts field, I can't because I don't know about that, but I can show good people who can guide you in that field also. Okay, then students, I hope you enjoyed the session. You got a lot of knowledge, theory knowledge, plus practical life knowledge also. I hope it was beneficial. Thank you for joining the session. I hope to see you all in the future sessions also. I think we are hoping to have a motivational session for the O-level students. Most probably within this month, we'll try to arrange it because this schedule is a little bit tight, but we'll try to arrange to give you some counseling and to make you prepare for your O-levels, how to prepare, what to do, how to arrange. I think all of you all need that, no? That is the needed thing these days. More than the subject, students need counseling. They have no one to talk to. Okay, they are like left alone these days. So we'll do our best. Okay, we'll do our best for that also. So inshallah, we will meet in the future. Thank you and have a nice